When you book your first cruise, the main issue you are likely to look at is the itinerary. Does this cruise go to the ports you want to see? Most people will choose from a list of cruises advertised on a website and pick the trip that appeals most. This of course means that the cruise line and the actual ship will be decided without much thought, since you will be unlikely to have much of an idea of the difference between the various lines and the ships they run. But as soon as it comes to booking the actual cruise, you will be hit with a question you might not have thought of. What grade of cabin do you want? In this video, I want to offer a quick rundown of the cabin types that are available. The various types have widely differing price levels, but I would advise against picking on price alone, because the type of cabin that you select does make a difference to your overall experience. The cheapest type is an interior cabin. Basically, this is a cabin situated inside the body of a ship, with no windows or balcony. Some people hate the idea, but others like it. Interior cabins are good for sleep. When the doors are closed and the lights are off, they are dark and quiet. If you're a party animal who plans on spending your evenings dancing and drinking, and sleeping it off during the day, you might well prefer an interior cabin. Also, since they are the cheapest grade of cabin, if your resources are limited, it might be a choice between an interior cabin and no cruise at all. Secondly, we have the Ocean View cabin. This will have a window. A very small number of the older cruise ships still come with portholes, but these days windows are standard. So you will have some natural light and some ability to look out. But the window is very unlikely to open, and despite the name, you might have a very limited view of the ocean. The next grade up, and probably the commonest grade on modern cruise ships, is the balcony cabin. This comes, as the name suggests, with its own private balcony, typically with a small table and a couple of recliner chairs. Many cruisers enjoy sitting out on the balcony and taking in the sea air, or even eating a room service breakfast. All of the above types tend to offer one common space, which includes beds, a desk and chair, a TV, and a small separate area with an ensuite bathroom and toilet. If you have even more money to spend, you can look at a suite. Suites usually have separate sleeping and living areas, and feel more like small apartments. There are several grades of suites, running from mini-suites through ordinary suites up to a grade referred to as the penthouse or sometimes a presidential suite. At the top end of the market, you get amenities such as multiple bedrooms, apartments spread out over multiple floors, private butler service, priority embarkation, and other luxuries. Many lines offer their suite customers access to private, exclusive dining areas. If you are concerned about space, the general rule is that you get what you pay for. Interior cabins are generally small, Ocean View a little larger, balcony cabins larger still, and suites generally offer space according to the price. And talking of price, what sort of price ratios can we expect to see? Here is a schedule of prices from a well-known internet booking site. As you can see, there is a definite step up between inside, Ocean View and balcony, and the lowest level of suite is typically about twice the cost of an inside cabin. The price of the higher levels of suite can jump rather dramatically. There are a couple of terms you will sometimes hear. One is obstructed, and this is used in relation to Ocean View and balcony rooms. This simply means that part of your view is blocked by something, typically a lifeboat or part of the structure of the ship. How much of the view is blocked? Well, the devil is in the detail, and you usually won't know at the time of booking. The blockage might be hardly noticeable, or it might be almost fully obstructed. You might be pleasantly surprised. Or not. It's a bit of a gamble. The other term you will hear is a guaranteed cabin. When you've decided on the grade of cabin you want, you can consult the deck plan of the ship and pick a specific cabin. If you're sensitive to noise, you will want a cabin a long way from the stairs and not under a nightclub. Or you can opt for, say, a guaranteed balcony cabin, and you will, for a bit of a discount, be guaranteed to receive at least that grade. The downside is that you'll get a cabin that nobody else has booked, so it may not be one you would want. A potential upside is that if you are very lucky, you may be upgraded to a better cabin, but that really doesn't happen very often. And again, you will get an unbooked upgrade, so you might end up under that nightclub despite being in a theoretically better cabin. And one last comment on terminology. What is the difference between a cabin and a stateroom? In practice, really none. Stateroom used to be reserved for a fancier grade of cabin, but the word is now used for pretty well any cabin, and even an interior cabin the size of a cupboard is sometimes referred to as a stateroom. It's just a fancy way of saying the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, check the channel for other cruising videos.